Good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Sharkey, and I'm the director of the Baltimore City's Department of Transportation. We are here this morning to announce that Baltimore is ready for the upcoming winter snow season. I want to thank Mayor Jack Young for joining us today to announce our preparedness plan. I want to thank our snow team partners here today that help to ensure city streets are safe and passable each winter, including DPW, Recreation and Parks, General Services, Fire, Health, Baltimore Housing, and the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management. It's truly a full city effort. And I'd like to give a special shout out to my team of dedicated employees, including Frank Murphy, Kenny Ching, Robert Branch, Damian Taylor, and Brent Hooper, along with countless others that are working hard shifts, 12-hour shifts in the cold, the rain, the snow, sleet. They're all out there working hard. With this winter, with winter just on the horizon, the Baltimore City Snow Team is proud to announce they are ready for inclement weather. The Department of Transportation, along with the Departments of Public Works, the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management, Department of Recreation and Parks, Department of General Services, Baltimore City Fire Department, Baltimore Police Department, and countless other city agencies are working hard to ensure they are ready to deliver prompt and efficient service to the residents of Baltimore. Since early summer, we've been working to ensure that we have the resources necessary to efficiently execute our snow program. From updating our entire snow fleet to adding bike lane plows and launching our youth snow program again this year, we are prepared for the winter ahead. We have worked hard to refine operations and improve the level of service that we deliver to the citizens of Baltimore. The Baltimore City Snow Team is committed to keeping the city streets safe and passable this winter. We have thoroughly examined our snow operations. During a storm, primary and secondary roadways will be addressed simultaneously for more efficient plowing operations. We also use brine applications to pre-treat city gateways, which helps with more efficient snow removal efforts. We've got a brine truck right there. Our salt domes are fully stocked with over 15,000 tons of salt and fully prepared to address city streets. And again this year, we'll be utilizing several new specialty plows that have been outfitted to clear city bike lanes. In 2017, we updated our entire snow fleet through DGS's Master Lease program and replaced nearly 300 outdated snow vehicles. This updated fleet minimizes vehicle breakdowns during winter storms and improves our snow removal efforts. Last week, we completed a mock snow emergency exercise to demonstrate a full functions of our snow operations and response to a winter weather event. As our teams are clearing out the roads, we ask for the full cooperation of motorists and residents alike in order for us to be successful in clearing the snow from city streets. So that means listen to the warnings that come out on the news, people. This allows our snow crews to treat city streets more efficiently because any vehicles that become disabled obstruct the movement of plows and hinder our removal efforts. We also advise that all citizens who must travel during the inclement weather take precautions and be well prepared before driving. Prior to the winter season, motorists should become familiar with the 3 phases of the city's snow emergency plans and know before you go if driving in a storm. We encourage all residents to visit our website, snow.baltimorecity.gov, for information regarding our snow efforts, closures, and helpful tips. The winter season also brings us unpredictable weather, and we're here today to assure residents and visitors that the city of Baltimore is ready for snow.
Every day, the fire department and the firefighters, the EMTs, and paramedics go out and go door to door to try to make sure everyone's safe, including doing general safety inspections. We believe one of the most important things that you can do, one of the most important things you can have in your house is a smoke alarm. It's very important for you to have a smoke alarm in order for you to have the first defense in order to get outside the house. So if you call 311, first of all, if you do not have a smoke alarm, and if you do not have one on every floor, or if you're concerned that they do not work properly, if you call 311, the fire department will come out and they will install or check your smoke alarms. They'll install a smoke alarm on every floor. Another very important thing is we start approaching these cold months. Unfortunately, the winter season is busy season for the fire department. One of the things that we want to encourage people to do is set up an escape plan to make sure they get out of the house and get out of the house safely and stay out the house. Call 911, make sure that you have a meeting location for all your family members, and that when you call 911, if anyone is not with you, that you can tell us where they are at. We want you to be careful about the way you heat your homes during this season. Unfortunately, very often people try to find creative ways for heating, not just using space heaters, which at times are not safe either, because when you use a space heater, you need to make sure it's at least 3 feet away from any combustibles or any items. The other thing is people very often try to use ovens. We want to discourage you from using ovens. Ovens wind up starting fires very often. So before I close and turn it over to David McMillan, the Mayor Office of Emergency Management, I want to remind everyone that the fire department is here. We're prepared. We're ready for this season, but we would really rather not have any calls to run on. So please call 311 to make sure that you have a smoke alarm. Please do fire drills. Make sure you know how to get out of the house. Make sure you know where to meet at, and also make sure that you call, like I said, call 311 to make sure you have a smoke alarm. Dave McMillan from Mayor's Office of Emergency Management.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David McMillan. I'm the Director for the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management. Emergency Management's main responsibility is to ensure that the city, the agencies, and the citizens of Baltimore are ready and prepared for any and all kinds of hazards and events that could affect the city and its citizens. So with another winter weather season approaching us, as you heard today, the city is ready. We want to encourage you all to be ready as well. We have a very diverse winter weather profile. We experience extreme cold, wind, sometimes down trees. We lose utility services at points. We can experience snow, sleet, hail, and other kinds of precipitation. We can have treacherous roads and loss of traffic capacity. So all those are reasons to be very prepared, have a plan, and stick to it. So while we ask you to be prepared for this winter weather season, it's also important to note, as everybody here can feel right now, we're already going into a cold snap this evening. Speaking with my colleagues at the Baltimore City Health Department, we expect temperatures to drop significantly in the Baltimore metro area overnight. Stay warm, wear multiple layers of loose-fitting clothing that are dry. Check on your vulnerable neighbors. That can be children, the elderly, the infirm, the shut-in. Try to stay indoors yourself if possible. As you just heard from Chief Ford, don't use generators, stoves, charcoal grills, any of those things inside to heat or power your home during this cold weather. Those fumes can be dangerous to your health. You can also start a fire. If you have beloved pets, please bring them indoors or make sure they have sufficient sheltering. In general, in terms of being prepared, we encourage our citizens to engage in our Ready, Set, Good program. The cornerstone of that program is to make sure that you have an emergency preparedness kit that can meet the basic needs of your family members for the first 1 to 3 days of any incident or emergency. To our right, we have a table with an example of emergency preparedness kit, but very quickly, the basic items are a battery-powered or crank-powered radio for receiving critical communication from city officials during winter weather, a potable water supply for each person in your family that's typically 1 gallon per person in your household per day, and that supply should be refreshed yearly, and a battery-powered or crank-powered flashlight for seeing in the dark in case you lose BG&E utility service. In addition to those basic components, please go ahead and customize your kit for any of your special needs. So if you have health needs that require medicine or other special supplies or equipment, consider stockpiling additional amounts of that. For winter weather, you can consider having additional warm blankets, dry warm blankets, in case you lose utility service. Ideally canned food and a can opener, and also any additional supplies for any babies or pets. It might be diapers or pet food, all of those things. If you are a business owner listening, OEM suggested you dust off and review your winter weather plan and your continuity of operations plan. Overall, we encourage our citizens to have a kit, have a plan, and be ready for those first 3 days of emergency where public safety personnel, our private partners like BG&E, and other officials are taking the necessary steps to restore services and get the city back to normal. If you're a citizen watching, you want more information, there's a number of ways you can do this. You can go to the federal website ready.gov for information about making your kit and how to be prepared. You can go to our local emergency management website, emergency.baltimorecity.gov, or you can follow us on Twitter. Check out @BaltimoreOEM for the latest updates. And also, of course, we encourage you all to sign up for our Be More Alert mass notification system, where we send out the most critical public safety messaging and up-to-date information about special events and other incidents that might affect the city. You can learn more about that at emergency.baltimorecity.gov and click on the Be More Alerts logo. And with that, I'd like to bring up the Director for General Services to talk about their efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Director McMillan. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chichi Niaga Nash, and I'm the Director of the Department of General Services. And I would just like to reaffirm that indeed Baltimore City is ready to respond to snow this season. I would particularly like to thank Mr. Robert Gibson with Fleet Management. While everyone else is complaining about Baltimore heat, Department of General Services is in the midst of snow season. Our snow season starts in July when we begin performing snow PMs on the city's fleet. That means that we bring the vehicles in and we are assessing them and making necessary repairs on the components that are required to respond when there is a snow emergency. That could be the snow plows, the windshield wipers, all the essentials of a snow vehicle. The city's fleet of 290 vehicles is ready for service. As Director Sharkey mentioned, the city has, in the past few years, made a concerted effort to improve the quality of these vehicles. So it's much more about quality over quantity. We have vehicles that are in good condition, they are ready to respond, and we are ready for service. I would like to now pass it over to Mr. Matt Garb with the Department of Public Works.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Garbark. I'm the Deputy Director of the Department of Public Works. I just want to say very briefly that we do support the efforts of DOT and the other agencies in providing snow removal services. We provide trucks, we provide plows, and we provide other services as well. But also specific to the Department of Public Works, during the cold months is when we see our largest number of water main breaks, especially when it is prolonged cold, as we've seen in some of the past few years. The breaks can be pretty substantial. So what we ask everyone to do, there's a couple rules of thumb. First of all, if it's going to be a prolonged period of cold days, specifically low 20s to mid 20s or below for about 2 or 3 days, we recommend people turn on their faucet very little so that there is a small amount running through it. That actually allows the water to move so it does not freeze in your home. About the width of a lead of a pencil is what we recommend. Also, we recommend that everyone look at their sump pumps. The last thing you want is for your sump pump to freeze and then you have other blockages from run over and all in your basement. I just want to also note that the Department of Public Works, we come out to your house when you call us to come out to your house. Unfortunately, each year we receive calls where people say that someone has impersonated a city worker, has come to their house and has unfortunately taken advantage of them in some way, trying to charge them for something that the city provides. We want to say that we come to your house if you call us to come to your house. If you suspect anyone is fraudulently impersonating a city official, we recommend that you call 911 and report that, because this is a time we don't want any of that to be taken advantage of. And with that, those are just a few things that we recommend for winter preparedness. Thank you.
We're now open for any questions.
Do you guys have any technology for tracking snowplows, where they are, where they've been, and where they're going?
Yeah, so we have a technology called AVL, which tracks each of the internal snow fleet, city-owned snow fleet.
I mean, is that available to people in the city to access online or anything?
So not every individual truck, but back at the snow center, there's computers that can analyze and look at the where the trucks are.
But people who live in the city can't access that. That's
No, there's a fair amount of information about which sections of the city have been plowed on our website, snow.baltimorecity.gov. Yeah. So about which ones have completed passes, but not looking at where a particular truck is at a particular minute.